Good day, everyone. Today we shall be taking some top secondary school chemistry questions. So we're going to start with the first question under the topic atomic structure and periodic table. Number one, which of the following elements has the smallest atomic radius? Atomic radius has to do with the size of the atom, depending on the atomic number. A, sodium, B, magnesium, C, aluminium, and D, chlorine. The smallest of this, the atom with the smallest atomic number here is sodium. So the correct answer is A, sodium. Number two, the principal quantum number determines A, the size of the orbital, B, shape of the orbital, C, orientation of the orbital, then spin of the electron. The correct answer is the size of the orbital, which is A. Number three, isotopes of an element have the same A, number of neutrons, B, atomic mass, C, number of protons, D, mass number. An atom of elements called isotope usually have the same atomic number, but there is no atomic number here. But atomic number is defined as the number of protons. So the correct answer here is number of protons, which is C. Number four, what is the electronic configuration of copper 2 plus? Don't mind this error. This is supposed to be copper 2 plus. So for copper 1, has the electronic configuration, which is atomic number of copper. Atomic number of copper is 29. So you have the configuration for copper 1 as 1s2, 2s2, 2 pieces, 3s2, 3 pieces, 3d9, then 3d10, then 4s1. This is for copper 1. So for copper 2, therefore, is going to be 3d9. All right. So the correct answer here is 1s2, 2s2, the one which is A. 3 pieces, 3d9. The correct answer is A. All right. Number 5 question says, which of the following properties decreases across a period? The period is when you are moving from the left to the right on the periodic table, while the group when you are moving from top to the bottom. So ionization energy, atomic radius, C, electron affinity, D, electronegativity. The correct answer, the only property that decreases across the period is B, atomic radius. Number 6. So we're looking at, under the subject, the topic chemical bonding and structure. So number 6 question says, the shape of a methane molecule. Methane is CH4, which is this, the structural formula of methane. The shape of a methane molecule is A, linear, B, angular, C, tetrahedral, D, trigonal planar. The correct answer is tetrahedral. Tetrahedral, as you can see. All right. Number 7. Which of the following has a metallic bonding? That's going to be the only metal here. So carbon 4 oxide, sodium, water, and ammonia. The correct answer is B, sodium. Number 8. The strongest type of intermolecular forces in water is A, van der Waals forces, dipole-dipole forces, hydrogen bonding, ionic bonding. The correct answer is hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding is found in water, which gives you the strongest bond. Number 9. Ionic compound conduct electricity in dash. A, solid state, no. Gaseous state, no. Molten state, yes. And the other option is powdered form. The correct answer is molten state. They become conductors when they are in molten state. Number 10. Which of the following is a coordinate covalent bond? Coordinate covalent bond. This is hydrogen bond, no. Oxygen molecules, ammonium ion, sodium chloride. The correct answer is ammonium ion, which is C. Number 10. So we're looking under the topic state of matter and gas laws. Number 11. The volume of a gas at a constant temperature is inversely proportional to volume, and at constant temperature is inversely proportional to its pressure. This is called Boyle's law. This is called Boyle's law. So the correct answer is B, pressure. Number 12. Number 12 question says, the total pressure exerted by a mixture of gas is, you see, total pressure. PT, which is total pressure, is usually what? The pressure of their individual gases, A plus B, plus pressure of C, etc. So, the total pressure exerted by a mixture of gas is A, product of the partial pressure, no. Average partial pressure, sum of the partial pressure, equal to the pressure of the heaviest gas. The correct answer is sum of the partial pressure. As you can see, A plus B to C. So the correct answer is C. Number 13. Number 13 says that a gas occupies 2.5 dm³ at 300 Kelvin. What is the volume at 400 Kelvin at constant pressure? When the gas is at constant pressure, we are talking about the Charles law now. And then from Charles law, we have the expression. Charles law gives us the expression V1 over T1, which is the initial volume, initial temperature, V2 over T2, final volume and final temperature. Here we have the initial volume to be 2.5 dm³, initial temperature to be 300, which is equal to V2, which is unknown, all over 400 Kelvin. So cross multiply V2 gives us 2.5 times 400 over 300. All right, this cancels this. We have 4 times 2.5, which is 10 over 3. The answer is 3.33 dm³. All right, A, 3.0 dm³, B, 3.33 dm³. So the correct answer is B. Number 14. Which of the following is not an assumption in the kinetic theory? Okay, gas molecules are in constant motion. Yes, correct. B, collisions are elastic. Yes. C, gas particles occupy volume. No. Intermolecular forces are negligible. Yes. So the correct option is C, gas particles occupy volume. It's never an assumption in kinetic theory. Question 15. When a gas is compressed, its pressure increases because, when a gas is compressed, its pressure increases. Why? Because temperature drops, volume increases, more collision occurs, kinetic energy decreases. So when the gas is compressed, for instance, we have gas A, this is a gas A, in the volume compressed by half. This is initial volume, maybe 500 cm³. Now compressed by half, which is 250. The The same gas, CMQ. Before, after. The same temperature. Temperature drops. Of course, temperature is not dropping. Volume increases, when the gas is compressed, rather volume decreases, so it's never an option. More collision occur. Yes, you expect the collision here. If these are the molecules, these are the size of the molecules. Of course, you expect them to be closer than they were initially. So the correct answer is C. More collision occur. Number 16. Here we are looking at the topic chemical reaction and stoichiometry. That is some calculation involved in chemistry. What is the empirical formula of a compound containing 40% carbon? Let's have it. We have carbon, percentage carbon, 40%, 6.7% hydrogen. For hydrogen, we have 6.7%, and 53.3 oxygen. Percentage oxygen is 53.3%. Okay, everything makes up 100. So for us to calculate the empirical formula, we need to take the mole ratio of the percentage. So taking the mole ratio of the percentage, we have, let's say, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, this manner. So the mole ratio of hydrogen is going to be 40/12. Divide them by their relative atomic number. Then we have 6% over 1. When we have this 53.3 over 16. Dividing this by that, using our calculator, 40 divided by 12. Yes. 40 divided by 12. This gives us 3.33. 3.33. 6.7 divided by this 6.7. Then 53. 53.3 divided by 16. This gives us another 3.3. All right. Dividing all through by the smallest value, 3.3, 3.33, 3.33. So this one gives us 1. This gives you 2. This gives you 1. So the empirical formula therefore becomes CH20. All right, let's look at the option. C2H40. C2H4. Okay. CH2O. The correct answer is B. C2H2O. All right. Number 17. Which of the following represents a redox reaction? Okay, let's look at the option. Which of them represent a redox reaction? Look at A. This is hydrogen, which is +1. Gives you +1 here too. So it's not. B. This is 0 to +2. When this moves, this one becomes reduced from, Z. Okay, let's put it down. Zinc reacts with HCl. So this one from zinc 0 to zinc 2+. All right. Looking at this, hydrogen +1, HCl to hydrogen gas. So which is 0, while this is +1. So the correct answer is B. Zinc plus HCl, giving you zinc chloride and hydrogen. All right. Question 18 says, which substance is oxidized in the reaction? The reaction is iron 2 metal reacting with copper 2 sulfate, giving you, sorry, this is an error. Take away this, giving you the arrow is iron 2 sulfate and copper. In this case, copper has been what? Discharged, while iron enter into the solution, giving you from 0 to iron 2. So the correct answer is iron. A is the correct answer. All right. Number 19. What volume of 0.5 mole per dmq HCl is required to neutralize 25 cm³ of 0.2 mole per dmq of sodium hydroxide? So this is a titration reaction, meaning HCl, let's have the equation of reaction, HCl reacting with sodium hydroxide to give you salt and water. It's a neutralization reaction, giving you NaCl plus water. Now, the mole ratio is ratio 1 to 1. So mole ratio gives you 1 all over 1 equals Ca Va over Cb Vb. So let's substitute the value. Concentration of acid is 0.1. So 1 over 1 equals 0.1 times volume of acid, which is unknown, Va, all over concentration of the base, 0.2 times volume of the base, which is 25. In that case, we have Va equals 0.25, which is 50 over 0.1. 0.25, which is 5 over 1. So the correct answer, Va equals 50 dmq. All right. So the correct answer is A, 50 cm³. 50 cm³. All right. Question 20 says, how many molecules are in 1 mole of water? You know, according to Avogadro's principle, a mole of any substance contains a number called Avogadro's constant. This number is 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23. But in this case, water is a molecule, not an atom. So how many moles are there in 1 mole of water? The value is still the same, 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23, which is A. The correct answer is A. 21. This time around, we're looking at some question under acid, base, and salt. It says, which of the following is a weak acid? A weak acid is a type of acid that will not dissociate so easily. So of all these options, which of them? HCl is a strong acid because it will dissociate easily. HNO3 is another strong acid. CH3COOH, which is a weak acid called ethanoic acid, will not dissociate so easily. So dissociation of a weak acid in this format will give you CH3COO minus plus hydrogen ion. So this will find it difficult, will be reluctant to release. That's why we call it a weak acid, unlike the other one that can easily dissociate. All right, number 22. What is the pH of 0.001 molar HCl? You know, from pH, we have a formula called pH is the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. Hydrogen ion concentration. So the concentration here now has been given, the concentration of the acid, HCl, has been given to be what? 0.001 mole per dmq. Mole per dmq, which is the same thing as 1 times 10 raised to power minus 123 mole per dmq. So the pH therefore equals negative log of 10 raised to power minus 3. in this case, negative log 10, 10, you know, negative log of this will give you minus times minus gives you plus. So 3 log 10, 10. Log 10 is 1. So 3 times 1 equals 3. So the pH here is 3. The correct answer is C. All right. The next question says, which of the following is a basic salt? You know, a basic salt is a salt that behaves like a base in solution. It releases hydroxide ion in solution, behaving like a base, you know. So which of the options? Sodium chloride, sodium hydrogen carbonate, ammonium chloride, and D, copper 2 sulfate. I think there's a problem here. There's no salt that carries the hydroxide ion here. So I think it's an error. So this is supposed to be sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide would have been the correct answer. So we skip this. Number 24. A buffer solution resists changes in dash. Changes in mass, resist changes in volume, resist changes in temperature, resist changes in pH. The correct answer is pH. A buffer solution is any solution that causes a resistance, you know, that brings about no change in pH when added into a solution. You know, so the correct answer is B. P is D, which is pH. pH. Number 25. Which method is best for preparing a soluble salt from an acid and insoluble base? You know, we want to prepare a soluble salt from an acid and insoluble base. Which method is best? A, filtration. B, neutralization. C, titration. And then D, precipitation. The correct answer is titration. Titration. You continue to add the acid until all the bases become soluble. Titration. All right. Number 26, under electrochemistry. The following questions. Which electrode is oxidized during electrolysis? You know, oxidation takes place. Oxidation is electron loss, while reduction is electron gain. So where does oxidation take place? Cathode, anode, B, neutral, and ground. The correct answer is the anode. Oxidation takes place at the anode. So the correct answer is B. Number 27. During the electrolysis of brine is electrolysis of sodium chloride. Brine is called sodium chloride. So during the electrolysis of brine, which gas is collected at the cathode? You know, at the cathode, which is the positive electrode, the positively charged ion. During this, you have the possible electrolyte are water. This is water, right? So the positive electrolyte are sodium ion and hydrogen ion. This one will be discharged at the what? At the cathode. Going by their preferential discharge, hydrogen will be discharged because hydrogen will be preferred compared to sodium. So in that case, which gas is collected at the cathode? Hydrogen. Chlorine, B, hydrogen, C, oxygen, nitrogen. The correct answer is B, hydrogen. Hydrogen discharge the cathode. All right. Number 28. What is the unit of Faraday's constant? Michael Faraday has a constant, called Faraday. And 1 Faraday is 96500 kilo. So the unit is kilo per mole. Amperes, volts, mole per liter. The correct answer is kilo per mole, which is A. All right. Number 29. Which substance can act as both oxidizing and reducing agent? A. Sodium. B. Chlorine. C. Water. D. Carbon 4 oxide. The only substance here that can act both as oxidizing and reducing agent is water. So the correct answer is B. The correct answer is C. Water. Number 30. What mass of copper is deposited when a current of 2 ampere flows for 1 hour through copper 2 surface? You know, copper is the element there that is in question, so copper will be discharged. You know, copper in solution, copper 2 ion, will be discharged to give you copper 2, copper solid, you know, plus 2 electrons. In that case, we have 2 Faradays because 2 charges are involved, you know. Now, 1 mole of copper will be discharged, that is, and the mass of 1 mole is 64 grams. 64 grams, that's 6.35, you know, 63.5 rather. So, what mass of copper will be deposited when a current of 2 ampere flows for 1 hour? So, the quantity of electricity now, quantity of electricity is equal to IT. In that case, I, which is current, 2 times 1 hour time, and then 1 hour can be converted to what? Second, which is 20 times 6, 2 times 60 times 60. This is 360. That will be 3,600. 2 times 3,600 multiplied by that gives you 72. 7200 kilo. We said the unit is kilo. The quantity of electricity that we're giving is 7,200 kilo. So what mass? Since 1 mole of copper gives you what? 64. You know, 2 Faraday will be given. So 2 Faraday is 2. Since 2 Faraday, which is 2 times 96500 equals 64 grams. Therefore, what gram? That is 74. Therefore, 7200 kilo will give you X gram. In that case, cross multiply. X will give you, let's go up a little. Calculating X will give you 64 times 72. Okay? 64 times 7,200 all over 2 times 96500. So somebody should help us with the calculator. 64 times 7,200, which will give us, okay, 460, 800 over 2 times Faraday, 2 times 965. 2 times 96, 5, 193000. 193,000. So dividing that by that, 460, 800 divide by 1993,000. Like your 2.34, 2.38 rather. So correct answer is 2.387. That's approximately 2.39 grams. We have that. Okay. The correct answer is A, 2.38. 2.38. All right. Next question, we're going into the organic chemistry. So question 31 says, which compound undergoes addition reaction? Addition reaction is a characteristic of unsaturated hydrocarbon. So ethane is not a saturated hydrocarbon. It's a saturated hydrocarbon, is not unsaturated. B, ethane, which is unsaturated. Ethanol, saturated. Ethanoic acid, saturated. So the correct answer is B, which is unsaturated, ethane. Number 32. What is the IUPAC name of CH3CH2OH? IUPAC means International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. That's the general name for this substance. So this substance is named 1,2, that is 3 carbon. 2 carbon. And the functional group is OH. So this is going to be called ethanol. So A, ethanol, B, methanol, C, ethanol, D, ethane. The correct answer is ethanol, A. All right. Number 33. A compound reacts with sodium to release hydrogen. The compound is A, alkane, alcohol, carboxylic acid, ketone. The characteristics of every acid is when they react with a metal, they release hydrogen. So the only acid here, though weak, organic, is carboxylic acid. So the correct answer is C. All right. 34. What is the major product of combustion of hydrocarbon? It's a characteristic of every hydrocarbon that when they burn, they release gas and water. So carbon monoxide, B, carbon dioxide, C, water, D, both B and C. B and C is carbon dioxide and water. So the correct answer is D. Characteristics of every organic compound is when they combust, when they completely undergo combustion, they release carbon dioxide and water. So the correct answer is D. All right. Let's move on to the next question. The next question says, which of the following will decolorize bromine water? Another characteristic of unsaturated hydrocarbon is the decolorized bromine water. A, ethane, B, ethane, C, ethanol, D, methanoic acid. So the correct answer is A, ethane. Ethane will decolorize bromine water, being an unsaturated hydrocarbon. 36. These are miscellaneous and industrial chemistry, general question. The Haber process is used for the production of A, hydrochloric acid, ammonia, SO3, CH3, which is methane. The correct answer is ammonia. Haber process is an industrial process where ammonia is produced in a large scale. Number 37. Which compound is used as a drying agent? Drying agents are otherwise known as hygroscopic agents. A, water. Water cannot be used as drying agent. HCl, calcium chloride, ammonium chloride. The correct answer is C. Calcium chloride is used as drying agent. Number 38. Which pollutant contributes most to acid rain? Acid rain is formed when water reacts with gases in air to form acid, especially during rainfall. Carbon monoxide, sulfur oxide, methane, and nitrogen. The correct answer is B. Sulfur oxide reacts with water to form sulfuric acid, which is called acid rain. It causes acid rain. Number 39. Which of the following is obtained at the top of refractionating column? During the while you are refining your petroleum product, we call it fractional distillation, where you get some fractions of petroleum, at the tower, we have some of this less dense material, on top, while the highly, high dense material at the lower base. That is material with low molecular formula, always usually gases they are on top, while the high molecular ones are the lower end of the what? The column. So which of the following is obtained at the top? A, diesel. Diesel is heavy, so it's at the low end. Kerosene, no, it's at the middle. Gasoline, then refinery gas. So gases are lighter than all these. So of course, refinery gas are the top of the fractionating column. So the correct answer is D. So number 40, which is going to be the last question for today. Which of these compounds has the highest boiling point? The boiling point is also determined by the molecular bond. At the same time, the mass of this compound. So looking at this, A is CH4, which is a gas. H2O is water. Carbon dioxide is a gas. Ammonia is a gas. So the correct answer is water, because water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, which is the highest among all these options. So thank you for today. We have come to the end of today's class. Please don't forget to like, click the subscription button so that we can get you more of this video like this on our channel. Thank you.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the video you just watched. To see more of this kind of content across all examinations, including WAEC, JAMB, JUPEP, GACAO, NEET, SAT, IELT, literally up to 100 exams. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and check the channels for all of these videos and tutorials.